Once your visitors have filled out a basket, checked out, paid and reached the success screen, you're then in control of the emails that are sent out. Now typically you'd want to send out a couple of emails, one to yourself that tells you that you've received the order, and the second one would go out to your visitor to let them know that you've received payment and perhaps that you want to communicate with them, or that you are likely to call them or email them later. Now you can control the emails that are sent out by clicking on the basket settings and emails option, and in this screen you can control the two emails individually. So the first one is the email to you, and you can quite easily add in an email that you want to put in that will receive the email from the system. Something like this, and that's the email address that will receive a notification from your website. Now secondly, the email to your customers. You've got a few options here. Firstly, you can choose the email address from which that email is sent. Now if you want to send it from an email address that we already have set up, you have to choose from an email in the drop down. Now the system will only let you send an email if we have set up DNS settings for that email. In other words, that we have permission and we have authority to send email from that address that's already been set up as a mailbox on your server. If you decide you want the email address to go from a different email address, perhaps something like this, then we can send it from that address, but in actual fact it will say sent on behalf of you from that address, but it will actually come from a default email address on our servers. It's a small thing, but it just ensures likely delivery. We don't want to have a lot of these emails going out into your visitors and ending up in spam. That's a small point. The second thing is you can then change the text that appears on the email from yourself to your clients. And all you have to do is just type into the small box there whatever you want to appear on the email. So thank you for your purchase, we'll be in touch with you very soon. Something similar to that, or indeed something a little bit more complicated. And finally, a receipt. We generate a receipt for every transaction. Now if it's a VAT based transaction, there'll be a full VAT receipt with your VAT registration number on, etc. And that'll be placed inside both the email that's sent to you and also the email that's sent to your client if you want that to be the case. And you can switch that on or off depending on whether you want the client to receive a receipt. Why would you not want a client to receive a receipt? Sometimes you may want to check that you have the stock, perhaps you want to check to make sure that everything was in order before you start sending out a full VAT receipt. So you have control as to whether or not you want to send it out there. The default is to send it out, but essentially it's up to you. Once you've made those changes, you click on save and hey presto, all those settings are in place and we're good to go. And that's how you change and modify the emails that are sent out post-sale. Hope that's helpful. Many thanks.